The decision was made behind closed doors, not in a startup office or a Silicon Valley boardroom, but inside a private room that has existed for over a century, where the walls have heard the same last names spoken in whispers for generations. And in that moment, billions moved without headlines, influence shifted without tweets, and power proved it never needed attention to operate. Because while the world watches flashy billionaires build empires in real time, there is another force in America that has been shaping outcomes quietly, patiently, and relentlessly long before social media, venture capital, or crypto ever existed. And tonight we step into the invisible battle between old money and new money, a conflict not measured by net worth alone but by access, legacy, and control, where one side moves fast, loud, and publicly, and the other moves slowly, silently, and decisively, and somewhere between inherited dynasties and self-made empires lies the real question most people never ask when it comes to America's future. Who actually holds the power? The ones who built wealth overnight, or the ones who never needed to prove they had it at all? Before we begin, if you want to understand how wealth really works in America, not motivation, not fantasy, but real power and real influence, subscribe now. This channel doesn't chase noise. It reveals what stays hidden. Old money is not simply wealth passed down through generations. It is a system, a culture, and a silent agreement between families who understand that power survives only when it stays invisible. Old money was born long before social media, personal brands, and viral success. It grew from railroads, steel, oil, banking, shipping, and land. These fortunes were not designed to impress strangers. They were designed to endure crises, wars, depressions, and political change without losing control or relevance. Time, discretion, patience, and generational planning became their true currencies, passed carefully, protected fiercely, and rarely discussed publicly by insiders only. In America, old money families rarely appear on magazine covers or trending headlines. Their names exist quietly on university buildings, hospital wings, museums, and foundations. They fund research, shape policy discussions, and influence appointments long before public debates begin. While new fortunes chase visibility, old fortunes chase positioning. They understand that laws, regulations, and institutions outlast businesses and individuals. By embedding themselves inside these structures, old money converts wealth into authority that compounds silently over decades. This approach reduces risk, limits exposure, and ensures continuity regardless of economic cycles, technological disruption, or shifting public opinion over many generations. Globally sustained, old money also relies heavily on trusts and family offices, structures designed to separate ownership from visibility. Trusts protect assets from taxes, lawsuits, and impulsive decisions. Family offices manage investments, philanthropy, education, and even marriages. Children raised inside these systems learn early that wealth is a responsibility, not a toy. They are taught to preserve capital, avoid scandal, and think long-term. Spending is controlled, appearances are measured, and mistakes are handled quietly, internally, and efficiently. Every action is evaluated for legacy impact, reputation, preservation, and long-term stability rather than short-term pleasure or attention from outsiders watching closely. Historically, old money gained power by controlling essential infrastructure. Railroads moved goods, banks controlled capital, oil fueled industry, land determined expansion. Whoever controlled these systems influenced governments and markets simultaneously. Over time, monopolies evolved into diversified holdings, and overt control became subtle influence. The goal was never domination through force. It was dominance through dependency. When economies rely on your capital, your logistics, or your institutions, your voice naturally carries weight without ever needing amplification. This strategic patience allowed families to survive political backlash, antitrust laws, and public criticism while maintaining decisive influence across multiple generations and continents worldwide. Historically, old money families often avoid entrepreneurial risk in later generations. Instead of chasing innovation, they acquire positions within it. They invest early, quietly, and broadly. They sit on boards, advise regulators, and fund research that shapes future industries. This approach minimizes volatility while maximizing influence. Losses are acceptable if control is preserved. Wins are shared if stability improves. The objective is not exponential growth. The objective is permanence in systems that govern economic life. By prioritizing durability over excitement, Old money transforms wealth into an enduring operating system rather than a temporary score for families and institutions alike, globally permanently. Another defining feature of old money is its relationship with politics. Rather than running for office, these families fund campaigns, policy groups, and lobbying networks. They influence who writes laws, not just who enforces them. Political cycles come and go, but donors and institutions remain. This creates a form of bipartisan insulation. Regardless of which party wins, old money interests are represented. Power stays protected because it is distributed strategically, never concentrated publicly. This quiet leverage ensures continuity, access, and negotiation power without exposing families to public accountability or electoral risk during volatile national transitions and crises frequently observed historically. Social behavior further separates old money from newer wealth. Old money avoids spectacle. Luxury exists, but it is understated. Homes are historic, not trendy. Cars are chosen for comfort, not attention. Clothing favors tailoring over logos. This restraint is intentional. Visibility invites scrutiny. Scrutiny invites regulation. Regulation threatens control. By remaining culturally conservative and visually modest, old money reduces external pressure while maintaining internal confidence and social dominance. This lifestyle signals stability to peers while discouraging outsiders from perceiving wealth as vulnerable, exploitable, or dependent on approval from markets, media, institutions, and governments. Across changing eras and narratives globally sustained, old money families also understand succession better than anyone else. Leadership transitions are planned decades in advance. Education is curated. Mentors are selected. Responsibilities are introduced gradually. Failure is allowed privately but never publicly. This grooming process ensures that heirs are prepared to manage influence, not just assets. By the time control passes, continuity feels natural. There is no shock, no disruption, and no visible power vacuum. This method contrasts sharply with sudden wealth, where leadership gaps often create instability, conflict, and rapid erosion of authority within families, businesses, and public reputations over short, unpredictable timeframes. Globally, historically observed repeatedly, philanthropy is another strategic tool. Old money gives, but with intention. Donations are structured to influence education, science, healthcare, and culture. Foundations allow families to guide research priorities and social narratives. Public generosity builds goodwill, while private control remains intact. This form of giving is not emotional, it is calculated. Every grant strengthens relationships, reinforces legitimacy, and embeds family values into institutions that shape society. Over time, philanthropy becomes a parallel power structure, influencing thought leadership, public trust, and long-term policy outcomes without requiring direct authority or democratic accountability from elected institutions or markets during periods of change globally. Perhaps the most misunderstood aspect of old money is its patience. These families are willing to wait decades for outcomes. Short-term losses are tolerated if long-term positioning improves. This patience creates resilience during recessions and crises. When markets panic, old money acquires assets. When narratives collapse, old money funds alternatives. Time becomes their greatest ally, smoothing volatility and magnifying advantage across generations. This long horizon reduces emotional decision-making and allows strategic moves that faster capital simply cannot afford during unpredictable cycles of politics, technology, and global economic shifts, competition disruptions, across generations repeatedly over long periods historically. Old money's greatest advantage is not intelligence or effort, it is insulation. Mistakes rarely destroy everything. Safety nets exist through diversified holdings and social connections. Consequences are softened, lessons are absorbed. This insulation allows experimentation without existential risk. While others gamble their futures, old money tests strategies with limited downside. Survival is prioritized over dominance, ensuring relevance regardless of who rises or falls. This buffer preserves continuity and prevents sudden collapse. Even when individual decisions fail or external shocks occur within markets, legal systems, families, and political environments during volatile historical moments globally across generations repeatedly over long timelines consistently. Culturally, old money values discretion above recognition. Praise is unnecessary. Validation is internal. Success is measured by continuity, not applause. This mindset contrasts sharply with modern attention economies. By avoiding dependence on popularity, old money stays flexible. It can change positions quietly without public backlash. Silence becomes a strategic asset, protecting influence during periods of social unrest or ideological shifts. This restraint allows adaptation without spectacle, preserving legitimacy while others struggle under constant scrutiny and opinion cycles from media platforms, markets, political actors, and cultural movements across generations and changing eras globally, historically, insistently, of time without public exposure risk. Old money also controls narrative indirectly. Through funding journalism, academia, and culture, it influences which ideas gain legitimacy. This power is subtle and often invisible. Stories shape beliefs, beliefs shape behavior. By guiding narratives, old money shapes outcomes without appearing involved. This indirect influence is far more durable than direct command, because it operates within society's own frameworks of trust. Over time, this creates alignment between elite interests and public perception, reinforcing stability and compliance without overt coercion, legal enforcement, or visible authority structures within democratic capitalist systems. Globally, across generations, markets and institutions over long periods historically observed consistently. In essence, old money is a machine designed for survival. It converts wealth into influence, influence into protection, and protection into longevity. It does not rush. It does not explain itself. It simply persists. To understand old money is to understand that real power rarely announces itself. It settles in quietly, shapes environments, and waits patiently while louder fortunes rise and fall. This foundational mindset sets the stage for its contrast with new money, where visibility, speed, and ambition dominate a difference that defines modern wealth dynamics in America and shapes who truly holds power behind public perception and narratives. While old money quietly consolidates influence, new money explodes into existence with speed, visibility, and ambition. Unlike families whose wealth spans centuries, new money is immediate. It emerges from innovation, risk-taking, and often sheer timing. It is the product of modern industries, technology, entertainment, finance, sports, and increasingly, crypto and digital enterprises. These fortunes are built rapidly, sometimes within a single generation, or even a single decade, creating a new class of wealth that contrasts sharply with the patient, insulated power of old money. New money thrives on visibility. Success is celebrated, broadcasted, and monetized. Unlike old money's understated influence, new money thrives in public perception. The more visible, the more credible it seems to the wider world. Social media amplifies this effect. Billionaires appear on magazine covers, viral videos, podcasts, and lifestyle segments. Their homes, yachts, cars, and private jets are shared worldwide. The visual spectacle becomes a measure of legitimacy, signaling that wealth is not just attained, it is displayed, admired, and envied. This performative wealth serves both psychological and practical purposes. It asserts status, attracts business opportunities, and often convinces peers of credibility in industries where reputation drives access. The psychology of new money differs fundamentally from that of old money. Where old money focuses on longevity, influence, and discretion, new money prioritizes growth, visibility, and opportunity exploitation. Entrepreneurs, innovators, and self-made billionaires often operate under the assumption that speed is critical. Markets move fast, trends evolve, and cultural attention spans are short. Therefore, capturing opportunity often requires risk-taking, aggressive marketing, and bold decisions. Financial success is celebrated as proof of skill and vision, not merely inheritance or cautious strategy. This creates a culture of ambition, hustle, and public validation that contrasts sharply with the reserved, patient approach of inherited wealth families globally observed consistently. New money often relies heavily on entrepreneurial risk. Whereas old money seeks stability and preservation, new money actively engages uncertainty. Startups fail, markets fluctuate, and fortunes can vanish almost overnight. Yet for those who succeed, the rewards are transformative. Consider technology billionaires whose companies reach billions in valuation within a few years, or entertainers who leverage fame into multiple business ventures, creating diversified empires almost instantly. The intensity of risk amplifies both the potential reward and the public attention associated with success, reinforcing the cycle of visibility, influence, and cultural relevance among new wealth creators continuously across decades globally observed. Despite their visibility, new money faces unique challenges in consolidating influence. Capital alone does not automatically translate into control. Wealth may be vast, but without established networks, political influence, and institutional trust, new money remains somewhat vulnerable. Legal frameworks, regulatory systems, and political dynamics are complex, and those with inherited wealth often navigate them with generations of experience. New money, by contrast, must rapidly learn to integrate into existing systems. Lobbying, board appointments, philanthropy, and advisory roles become critical pathways to institutional influence. Success in these arenas often determines whether wealth remains ephemeral or transforms into lasting power over time, across decades and generations within markets, political spheres and institutions consistently observed historically. One key characteristic of new money is its relationship with culture. New wealth is often intertwined with popular culture, digital influence, and media narratives. Entrepreneurs and celebrities leverage personal branding as an extension of wealth. Fame becomes currency. A viral moment can amplify business opportunities, investment credibility, and market access. Yet this visibility is a double-edged sword. Public scrutiny is immediate. Mistakes, controversies, and failures are amplified by media and social platforms, creating pressure that old money largely avoids. Whereas old money operates behind the curtain, new money performs on the stage, subject to constant judgment, scrutiny, and comparison in ways that profoundly influence decisions, reputation, and long-term positioning consistently across markets globally. Spending patterns highlight the difference between new and old money. New money often gravitates toward highly visible luxury, mega mansions, yachts, designer fashion, rare art, and exotic cars. These purchases serve not only as personal satisfaction but also as status symbols, reinforcing public perception of success. The social currency of wealth is maximized when visibility is high, networks are impressed, and peers acknowledge achievement. This stands in contrast to old money, where luxury is often understated, functional, or historic, designed to last generations rather than attract attention. The contrast reveals a fundamental divergence in wealth philosophy: visibility versus discretion, demonstration versus preservation, and performance versus patience across generations, industries, and cultural environments globally observed consistently. New money also drives innovation in unprecedented ways. Entrepreneurs and investors often pursue disruptive technologies, alternative finance, and new business models, creating industries that did not exist a decade prior. Unlike old money, which preserves and consolidates, new money generates novelty, opportunity, and sometimes cultural transformation. Their agility allows them to identify market gaps, create trends, and establish industries that rapidly accumulate wealth. Yet, while these innovations attract attention and capital, the consolidation of influence remains incomplete. Without strategic alliances, governance, experience, and discrete institutional embedding, new money often enjoys fame and fortune but lacks the enduring authority wielded by old money families whose influence is invisible, yet powerful continuously across time, geography, and markets globally. Networking in new money is equally performative. High-profile events, gala dinners, tech conferences, and social media engagement create connections. While these networks provide opportunity, they are often more transactional than generationally embedded. Relationships can be opportunistic, dependent on shared vision or mutual benefit, rather than inherited or culturally institutionalized. This creates potential volatility. Connections may dissolve if fortunes fluctuate, public attention wanes, or competitive dynamics shift. By contrast, old money networks are enduring, often spanning centuries, insulated from trends, and designed to preserve influence across generations consistently and strategically. Unlike the rapid fluctuation environment in which new money operates, the psychological profile of new money often emphasizes achievement and self-validation. Entrepreneurs, tech innovators, and entertainers seek recognition as a tangible measure of success. This drive is essential to their growth, but it also generates vulnerability. Visibility attracts scrutiny, imitation, and occasionally resentment. Decisions are influenced not only by strategic planning but also by the desire to maintain social relevance, media attention, and peer validation. Old money, by contrast, derives confidence internally, relying on established systems, intergenerational knowledge, and structural power. This distinction influences decision-making speed, risk tolerance, and long-term strategy, shaping the trajectories of wealth accumulation, cultural impact, and influence consistently over time. Philanthropy in new money is often public, tied to branding, reputation, and social engagement. Foundations, donations, and charitable endeavors frequently serve dual purposes, creating social impact while reinforcing public image. This differs from old money philanthropy, which is structured for influence, long-term alignment, and strategic control over social and cultural narratives. In new money, philanthropy can be reactive, attention-focused, or immediate, reflecting both genuine intention and strategic positioning in a world where visibility drives opportunity and influence continuously across sectors and geographies. The balance between genuine social contribution and strategic image management distinguishes new money influence patterns distinctly from generational wealth dynamics observed globally. Education and grooming in new money often focus on business acumen, technical skill, and opportunity recognition. Heirs of tech founders, finance innovators, and media moguls may be taught entrepreneurship, investment, and negotiation rather than preservation, succession, and discretion emphasized in old money. While these skills enable rapid growth and wealth accumulation, they may not ensure endurance or influence in traditional institutions. Without careful integration into legal, political, and financial networks, new money may remain highly visible, but structurally vulnerable to market cycles, social scrutiny, and regulatory changes that old money has learned to navigate seamlessly over generations consistently. New money's greatest strength is its ability to shape markets and culture quickly. Social influence, disruptive technology, and media presence allow these individuals to mobilize trends, attract capital, and redefine industries. Speed becomes a competitive advantage. Yet speed without patience carries risks. Sudden wealth can attract opportunists, legal challenges, and regulatory attention. Visibility may generate envy, litigation, or political pressure. While the ability to create fortune is remarkable, the ability to protect and embed influence is not guaranteed. Those who survive long-term often learn the lessons of discretion, patient alliance building, and strategic philanthropy, gradually adopting methods reminiscent of old money even as they retain the energy, ambition, and innovation of new wealth globally consistently. Ultimately, the contrast between new and old money is stark. New money is loud, visible, innovative, and ambitious. It thrives on attention, opportunity, and risk. Old money is quiet, patient, strategic, and embedded. Visibility does not equate to control. Fame does not guarantee authority. Real influence requires integration into institutions, networks, and structures that outlast individual achievement. While new money captures headlines and inspires aspiration, old money shapes the rules by which success is ultimately measured. Understanding this dynamic is essential for anyone who seeks to comprehend how power and wealth operate behind the scenes in modern America continuously across generations and industries globally. While old money and new money appear worlds apart, their paths frequently intersect, clash, and occasionally converge. Understanding this intersection is key to deciphering how power, influence, and wealth operate in America. This is not merely a story of money, it is a story of timing, psychology, culture, and strategic foresight. When new money rises, it seeks access. When old money consolidates, it protects legacy. Where these forces meet, opportunity and tension coexist, creating a landscape of influence that is complex, strategic, and often invisible to the casual observer. At the core of the intersection lies mutual recognition. Old money recognizes the energy, innovation, and capital generation of new money. While cautious, they understand that the rapid success of tech entrepreneurs, entertainers, and investors is reshaping markets, technology, and culture in ways that traditional industries cannot. This recognition drives strategic engagement. Old money may invest quietly in ventures, join boards, or fund projects without seeking public credit. Their goal is not spectacle but influence, ensuring that rising fortunes integrate into existing structures rather than disrupting them destructively. This relationship is delicate, requiring careful navigation of ambition, discretion, and cultural perception across sectors and geographies globally observed over decades consistently. New money, in turn, seeks legitimacy. Fast wealth alone is insufficient to gain access to power networks dominated by generational influence. Tech billionaires, hedge fund magnates, and media moguls understand that joining prestigious institutions, engaging with historic philanthropy, and building alliances with established families opens doors that money alone cannot. It is a lesson learned through observation, mentorship, or strategic necessity. The combination of boldness and patience begins to create a hybrid model of influence. Visibility drives opportunity, but integration drives longevity. Those who master both often transition from the transient excitement of rapid wealth to enduring authority in multiple domains continuously across decades globally. One area where old and new money intersect is real estate. While old money often inhabits historic estates, gated communities, or culturally significant properties, new money seeks modern architectural masterpieces, urban penthouses, and trophy homes designed to signal achievement and status. Yet as new money purchases high-value properties, they enter ecosystems shaped and often controlled by old money networks. Decisions about zoning, development, and investment are frequently influenced by families whose generational knowledge and institutional connections are unmatched. Understanding and navigating this landscape requires strategic thinking, alliances, and sometimes subtle negotiation. Visibility alone is insufficient. Influence requires integration, patience, and strategic positioning consistently across generations, geographies, and markets. Philanthropy is another arena of intersection. Both old and new money recognize the power of giving, but their approaches differ. Old money gives quietly, often embedding influence into educational institutions, think tanks, and foundations that shape society over decades. New money often gives publicly, leveraging philanthropy for visibility, branding, and social capital. Where these paths converge, opportunities arise. Strategic partnerships, co-funding initiatives, and shared advisory boards allow both groups to benefit. Old money provides the institutional credibility and structural guidance. New money provides energy, innovation, and media amplification. Together, they create influence that spans generations while remaining adaptive to modern cultural and technological realities globally consistently. Politics represents a particularly dynamic point of intersection. Old money prefers long-term policy influence, engaging through donations, lobbying, and networked advisory roles. New money often seeks immediate engagement, high-profile endorsements, and attention-grabbing campaigns. When coordinated, this combination is powerful. Rapid visibility from new wealth is legitimized and reinforced by structural authority and institutional knowledge from old money. Conversely, misalignment can create tension, public scrutiny, or unintended consequences. Understanding this interplay is essential for interpreting power in contemporary America, where money, influence, and visibility intersect in ways invisible to casual observers yet decisive in shaping markets, governance, and culture over time consistently. Mergers, acquisitions, and investment partnerships also illustrate the intersection. Old money frequently invests in industries that have already demonstrated stability, while new money brings disruptive innovation and scale. The collaboration allows old money to access growth and modern opportunities without assuming the same risk levels as self-made entrepreneurs. For new money, old money provides stability, mentorship, and credibility. When aligned strategically, these partnerships can produce extraordinary results, combining rapid capital generation with enduring institutional influence. The most successful ventures often blend ambition, foresight, patience, and discretion to create wealth and influence that is both visible and enduring consistently over multiple decades globally observed in economic histories. Cultural influence further highlights differences and intersections. New money leverages pop culture, digital media, and social platforms to gain attention and credibility. Old money leverages cultural institutions, arts, and education to shape taste, values, and societal priorities. When coordinated, this dual approach allows influence to span both immediate attention and long-term societal impact. Old money validates and stabilizes the visibility created by new money, while new money amplifies reach and drives trends. The resulting synergy is potent, blending the energy of innovation with the authority of tradition. This dynamic illustrates why some collaborations succeed while others fail, highlighting the strategic necessity of alignment, timing, and discretion consistently across generations globally. Yet tension is inevitable. New money often resents the implicit barriers imposed by old money networks, access restrictions, institutional inertia, and subtle rules of engagement. Old money may perceive new money as reckless, attention-seeking, or inexperienced, threatening legacy, tradition, and stability. Conflicts arise in negotiations, boardrooms, and social arenas where influence is not explicit but consequential. Navigating this tension requires diplomacy, strategic alliances, and sometimes a willingness to temper ambition in exchange for credibility and longevity. Those who fail to adapt may experience isolation, public scrutiny, or financial missteps, illustrating the challenges inherent in transitioning from visibility to enduring authority globally, consistently over decades. Education and mentorship form bridges between these wealth classes. New money often sends heirs to prestigious schools historically attended by old money families, not just for academics but for integration into cultural and social networks that span generations. Mentorship programs, joint ventures, and philanthropic collaboration provide pathways for new money to gain institutional knowledge and strategic insights. Over time, these efforts reduce friction, create shared understanding, and increase cooperation. The most successful individuals blend the strengths of both worlds, the energy, innovation, and visibility of new money with the patience, discretion, and networked authority of old money consistently observed historically across generations globally. Marriage and social alliances also serve as a powerful intersection. Throughout history, strategic marriages have united fortunes, merged networks, and facilitated influence. Today, similar patterns exist in less visible but equally impactful ways. Partnerships, business alliances, joint ventures, and co-investments. These unions allow old money to embrace modern opportunities while providing new money with legitimacy, guidance, and integration into enduring networks. While romantic narratives capture public imagination, the underlying strategic implications are far more consequential, shaping access to opportunities, influence over industries, and long-term preservation of both wealth and authority across generations consistently, globally. The integration of technology demonstrates both opportunity and risk. New money drives digital transformation, cryptocurrencies, AI, and fintech innovations. Old money often participates through investment, advisory roles, or influence over regulation and policy. When aligned, these collaborations can accelerate adoption, stabilize markets, and legitimize new industries. However, misalignment creates vulnerability, regulatory scrutiny, cultural backlash, or mismanaged expectations can undermine wealth and influence. Strategic navigation requires understanding of both innovation dynamics and institutional continuity, illustrating the complexity of modern wealth management where old and new money intersect across technological, cultural, and economic dimensions consistently over time globally. Succession and continuity present another key area of intersection. Old money teaches patience, discretion, and institutional alignment. New money provides energy, adaptation, and innovation. Families or enterprises that combine these attributes often achieve longevity far beyond what either could accomplish independently. Training the next generation becomes a blend of skill development, network integration, and strategic discretion. Those who succeed create hybrid models of influence and wealth that are both dynamic and enduring. Failures highlight the limits of visibility without integration, speed without patience, and ambition without strategic discretion, reinforcing lessons about the necessity of combining strengths consistently across generations globally. Ultimately, the intersection of old and new money shapes the modern economic, cultural, and political landscape. Old money provides structure, patience, and authority. New money provides innovation, speed, and visibility. When aligned strategically, the combination produces enduring influence, cultural impact, and financial success. When misaligned, it creates tension, conflict, and vulnerability. Understanding this intersection is essential to decoding modern American power, revealing that influence is rarely absolute, always relational, and often hidden behind the spectacle of wealth visible in public perception consistently over decades globally. After exploring old money, new money, and the dynamic intersection between them, we arrive at the ultimate question: who really holds power in America? The answer is deceptively simple yet complex in execution. Real power belongs neither to the loudest billionaire on social media nor to the celebrity entrepreneur who dominates headlines. It belongs to those who understand time, influence, and discretion, and who can align both wealth and vision across generations. It belongs to individuals and families who combine the endurance of old money with the innovation of new money. This is where authority, visibility, and impact converge, often in ways that remain invisible to the general public. Old money holds power through institutional embedding. Its influence is built over decades, centuries even, through investments in universities, cultural institutions, political structures, and businesses. Families who inherited wealth often control decision-making frameworks in ways that aren't public. They fund think tanks, guide policy research, and strategically place individuals in leadership positions across corporate, academic, and governmental organizations. Every decision is considered for generational impact rather than immediate profit. This creates influence that is nearly impervious to market volatility, media scrutiny, or political change. Old money doesn't need to advertise control, it simply exists quietly within the systems that shape society. New money, however, brings agility and visibility. Entrepreneurs, tech innovators, entertainers, and digital visionaries have the ability to move quickly, influence culture, and create industries where none existed. Their advantage lies in speed, flexibility, and the capacity to seize opportunities before they solidify into structures dominated by tradition. The energy of new money reshapes industries, drives technological adoption, and generates cultural trends. Yet, without integration into existing systems, this influence is often temporary. Fame and fortune can evaporate with a market shift, regulatory change, or cultural backlash. To transform visibility into enduring authority, new money must understand the rules of legacy, discretion, and structural leverage. At the intersection of these two worlds lies the true seat of power. Those who master both visibility and discretion, speed and patience, risk-taking and strategic embedding, gain influence that is both immediate and lasting. For example, tech billionaires who align with established institutions, participate in strategic philanthropy, and cultivate relationships with policymakers are effectively bridging the gap. They gain access, credibility, and authority that transcends mere fortune. Likewise, old money families who invest in modern industries, adopt new technologies, and partner with innovative entrepreneurs extend their reach into emergent markets. It is the combination of durability and adaptability that defines real power in America consistently across industries and generations. Power is also relational. It relies on networks of influence rather than isolated wealth. Old money has spent generations cultivating relationships, while new money creates networks rapidly through visibility, media, and innovation. When these networks intersect, opportunities multiply, influence consolidates, and authority is amplified. Conversely, when new money fails to respect legacy structures or when old money resists innovation, conflict arises. These tensions can be seen in boardroom battles, lobbying disputes, and even in social dynamics within exclusive communities. The ability to navigate relationships, anticipate challenges, and leverage networks is as critical as the wealth itself. Influence is rarely a solo achievement. It is a collaborative, relational, and strategic exercise across generations and societal structures globally observed consistently. Cultural perception plays a critical role in consolidating power. The public often equates visibility with influence, but real authority frequently lies beneath the surface. Billionaires who dominate headlines, post lavish content, or attend high-profile events may be highly visible, but their decisions often impact fewer systemic outcomes than those made quietly by individuals embedded in boards, policy advisory councils, and institutional governance. Old money understands this well. The most consequential influence is invisible, strategic, and cumulative over decades. Those who appear silent publicly often wield decisions that shape industries, political outcomes, and societal narratives without recognition or applause. Philanthropy illustrates this duality vividly. Public giving by new money generates headlines, brand recognition, and cultural influence. Strategic giving by old money builds enduring impact, aligns institutions, and preserves authority. Families who combine these approaches harness the strengths of both worlds. Their contributions shape education, scientific research, healthcare, and cultural discourse in ways that endure across generations. When visibility and strategic placement converge, influence becomes both pervasive and enduring. This model exemplifies the most successful accumulation of power, showing that wealth alone is insufficient. Integration, patience, and relational strategy are required to transform financial success into systemic authority over time, globally consistently. Politics is another dimension where power manifests. While new money engages in high-profile endorsements and attention-grabbing advocacy, old money navigates policy, regulatory influence, and long-term institutional alignment. When these approaches align, legislation, funding priorities, and regulatory frameworks can be shaped subtly but profoundly. This is why certain policies, market shifts, and cultural trends seem inevitable. They have been influenced by a combination of generational wisdom, strategic placement, and adaptive innovation. Real power in America often operates invisibly, through networks, strategy, and foresight, rather than through fame, social media, or transient visibility. It is the combination of strategy, patience, and innovation that solidifies influence permanently. Wealth management strategies further demonstrate the distinction. Old money emphasizes preservation, diversification, and trust structures that outlast individual decision-makers. New money emphasizes growth, risk-taking, and asset acquisition. While both approaches generate wealth, longevity and authority depend on integrating these philosophies. Families and individuals who balance risk with discretion, innovation with patience, and visibility with discretion achieve enduring impact. Those who rely solely on visibility risk volatility, scandal, and erosion of influence. Those who rely solely on preservation risk obsolescence, irrelevance, and missed opportunity. Mastery is found in synthesis, the dynamic combination of legacy and innovation, patience and speed, discretion and visibility consistently across markets and generations. Education and mentorship are crucial to sustaining this power. Old money invests in the next generation with decades of foresight, cultivating the skills necessary to manage influence, wealth, and relationships strategically. New money trains heirs in entrepreneurship, technology, and cultural navigation. When these approaches intersect, heirs are prepared to operate across multiple dimensions, combining legacy understanding with modern adaptability. Those who succeed maintain wealth, influence, and authority across generations. Those who fail often lose not only fortune but access to networks, institutional knowledge, and structural power, highlighting the critical importance of education, guidance, and integration consistently over decades globally. Ultimately, the individuals and families who truly hold power are those who master invisibility, patience, and relational influence while adapting to modern economic, cultural, and technological realities. Real authority is not displayed through Instagram posts, social media virality, or headline dominance. It manifests in decisions that shape industries, influence policy, guide markets, and embed ideas across institutions. Power is measured by impact, not applause, by endurance, not visibility, and by legacy, not momentary fame. Those who balance the strengths of old and new money, navigating both tradition and innovation, achieve a form of authority that persists across decades, shaping the trajectory of wealth, culture, and governance in ways most people never perceive. The contrast is instructive. New money dazzles, inspires, and dominates headlines. Old money quietly molds the structures within which society operates. Those who combine visibility with discretion, innovation with preservation, and ambition with strategic patience emerge as the most influential figures in America. Power is a blend of legacy, foresight, risk management, networked influence, and adaptability. Understanding this dynamic is essential for anyone seeking to comprehend the true mechanics of American wealth and influence. The richest individuals in public perception are rarely the ultimate decision makers. Real authority is quieter, subtler, and far more consequential, consistently shaping outcomes across generations, markets, and societies globally. As we close this journey through wealth, influence, and power, one truth emerges clearly: time is the ultimate arbiter of power. Fame is fleeting, fortune can vanish, visibility can fade. But influence that is carefully embedded, relationally maintained, and strategically aligned persists. This is the legacy of old money, the evolution of new money, and the convergence that defines modern authority in America. Those who understand and navigate these forces shape not only their own wealth, but the society around them. They hold power that outlasts trends, markets, and media cycles, demonstrating that the most profound influence is both quiet and enduring, hidden behind the spectacle of wealth that most people see publicly. If this journey through America's hidden wealth and real power intrigued you, hit subscribe and join the channel now. We don't just show luxury, we reveal the systems, psychology, and strategies that truly shape wealth and influence. Turn on notifications. Every week, we take you behind the curtain, into the world that most people will never see. Because real power doesn't announce itself, it waits for those who understand it. Subscribe now. Don't just watch wealth. Learn how it works.